Live from Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas, it's KSWU News.
Hi everyone and welcome to KSWU News. I'm Carly Willis.
And I'm Kara Potasio. It's been a sad day for Kansas City Royals fans. We'll give you some updates on the World Series as Game 2 begins today.
Also on the show later, cooking on a budget can be hard, but we'll talk to a chef who prepares meals with a student budget in mind.
But first, it's also been a very sad day for the people of Canada. This morning, a Canadian soldier was shot as he and another soldier stood guard at Canada's Parliament War Memorial in Ottawa. The soldier was killed by the gunman. Another gunman entered the Parliament building and police chased the man. After several shots were fired, the suspected gunman was shot dead. At this time, it's not clear if there was more than 2 gunmen. The building was put on lockdown, and the Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper was in a caucus meeting in Parliament when gunfire erupted inside the building. Harper was safely removed from the building. Not all the details of today's events have been released at this time. Facebook may unfriend the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. Facebook officials sent a letter to the Drug Enforcement Administration demanding that agents stop impersonating drug users on the popular social media site. The letter follows a BuzzFeed report that detailed how the DEA arrested a woman, then seized her phone and created a Facebook account in her name. An agent posted pictures of the woman with her son on Facebook. The woman is suing the agent, but the Justice Department is backing him up, saying agents have the right to do such things.
All right, in other news, Social Security checks will go up by 1.7% next year. According to the Social Security Administration, that equals about $22 more per month. In 2015, the average retired worker will receive more than $15,900 a year. The modest increase is tied to the latest Consumer Price Index, the government's main inflation measure. It showed prices for the cost of living have increased by 1.7% in the past 12 months. All right, and here's Fatima with the weather.
Thank you, Carly. While the temperatures are getting colder here, you may be thinking about escaping to somewhere tropical like Hawaii. But Hawaii is experiencing some flooding after Tropical Storm Anna rolled through a local island. Some streets in Honolulu were flooded by the downpours of the tropical storm Sunday. The storm knocked out power to thousands of homes and businesses. The West Coast is also experiencing some rain right now. As we take a look at our current weather conditions in the U.S., Oregon and Washington have a good chance of seeing some flash flooding with rain and thunderstorms. This precipitation will continue to head east toward Montana and Wyoming, who are experiencing really nice weather right now. In the south are some storms in western Texas, while the other half of Texas is having dry weather. In the Midwest, the low pressure system headed for Colorado will bring some showers and rain through other parts of the Midwest, including Kansas. As we look at the East Coast, they're still experiencing some rain and thunderstorms, and the New England states also have a chance of flash flooding. Now we'll look at the current temperatures in the U.S. The West Coast has temperatures in the 40s and 50s because of the low pressure systems from Canada, bringing in some cooler temperatures in the south. They have warm temperatures in the 80s and 90s. The Midwest is mainly in the 70s, although that is about to change soon. Colder temperatures will be headed in pretty soon in the next week. The East Coast has temperatures in the 40s, slowly starting to get colder now, but that's the weather for now. Let's go to Trevin Edelman with sports.
Thank you, Fatima. We're looking forward to hopefully one last weekend of nice weather. Well, it was less than a stellar outing for James Shields in Game 1 of the World Series, as the Royals fell 7-1 to the San Francisco Giants. Madison Bumgarner got the Giants off to a terrific start, thanks in part to an early cushion from a Hunter Pence home run in the first inning. That home run put the Giants up 3-0 as it followed a run earlier in that inning. Bumgarner threw 6 2/3 shutout innings before allowing Salvador Perez to homer for Kansas City's only run of the night. Back on the field after a 5-day layoff, the Royals looked nothing like the fresh team that had led them to become the biggest story in sports by starting the playoffs with 8 straight wins. Big Game James once again failed to live up to that billing and left in the fourth inning when the Giants made it 5-0. Danny Duffy came in to replace Shields, and the Giants racked up 2 more runs to finish their scoring at 7-1. Kansas City threw 2 wild pitches. Third baseman Mike Moustakas misplayed the ball, and Nori Aoki, the right fielder, let one get past him, all uncharacteristic of this Royal team. But the Royals managed only 4 hits and didn't get a chance to show off their speed on the base paths. The Giants won their 7th World Series game in a row, and the Royals' string of 11 straight postseason wins, dating back to 1985, came to a sudden halt. Bumgarner added to his sparkling World Series resume, improving to 3-0 and stretching his road postseason shutout streak to a record 32 2/3 innings before allowing the home run to Salvador Perez. He allowed only 3 hits, struck out 5, and walked 1. The Royals will look to come back tonight in Game 2 as they go from a veteran pitcher to a rookie. Yordano Ventura will make his World Series debut. Ventura pitched well against the Angels in the ALDS, but left in the championship series against the Orioles with shoulder tightness. The tightness, however, shouldn't be a problem tonight. We'll see how this shoulder holds up, as he will be carrying a lot of weight in this big moment for his club. He will face Jake Peavy, who is 1-3 in 7 postseason starts in his career, and the first pitch will be at 7 o'clock tonight on Fox. Carly and Kara, back to you.
All right, coming up, we have a special guest who's going to show us how to do some cooking.
Stay tuned.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Hi, and welcome back to KSWU News. I'm Kara Potasio, and joining us today is Trisha Peterson. She's one of the chefs of Two Chefs Catering, and today she's going to be cooking ramen noodle stir fry for us. So Trish, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about why you wanted to cook for us today.
Well, I know students have a hard time, staying within budget and that sort of thing, and finding something good to make, when they have a lot of homework and stuff like that. So I picked something really easy that any student can make, even in the dorm.
Okay. All right, Chef, could you tell us a little bit about the ingredients used to make ramen noodle stir fry?
All right, well, we always have the light sodium soy sauce, sriracha chili sauce, which really any hot sauce will work, but I like sriracha. Rice wine vinegar, it gives it that good Asian flavor. And then sesame oil is a must. You don't want to use too much though. More than a tablespoon will probably just taste really bad. And then honey for a little bit of sweetness. Most of the time I cut up my own vegetables, but I figure you don't have time or the space to cut up your vegetables, so I also use the frozen ones. Then we got some cornstarch, which I'll throw on my chicken thighs, which I use chicken thighs because they're a little cheaper and they have more flavor. And then of course we have our ramen noodles, which we won't use the flavoring packet, we'll just use the noodles. I went ahead and boiled mine already, so you have those ready to go before you start your stir fry.
Okay, Chef, so what are some of the first things that you do to start out?
Well, most chicken thighs come whole, so you need to slice up your chicken thighs. I'd say, I don't know, about a quarter, ½ inch. Don't really matter. You can even cut them up into chunks if you want. So then you just add a little bit of cornstarch and toss it together. And that adds a little bit of thickening to the sauce later.
And how much did you say you roughly added?
Oh, about 2 tablespoons. I have about 5 chicken thighs here. And then you want to get your pan nice and hot before you add your oil or your chicken. Alright, so we add about a tablespoon of oil. And then I add a little bit of vegetable oil because sometimes it's not enough, but if you add too much sesame oil, it's way overpowering. And you want enough oil to fry up your chicken a little bit. Ready? And then be careful because it could pop you. And they'll stick together at first, but they'll come apart as you cook them, so don't worry about that. On our chicken, I'm going to go ahead and make our sauce. So we need 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons of honey, and I use local honey. A little extra. I like honey. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then 1 tablespoon of sriracha. And you can always do less if you don't like spice.
So Trish, tell us a little bit about your catering company.
Well, Two Chefs Catering is owned and operated by my husband and I, Ryan Peterson. We started about 3 years ago, catering just for family and friends mostly, but we started to take more and more clients that we don't really know as a friend or family. And it's just the 2 of us. We like to work with people on what they like. Most people, we have a website that kind of shows what we can do and all that, but it's not limited to that. We like to do small parties and big parties. So once the chicken gets pretty much browned on the outside, but not, you see that it's still not all the way done. It still kind of looks pink a little. You don't want it to be all the way done because you're still going to cook it longer and you want it to stay moist, I guess. All right, so then you add your vegetables and your noodles, which kind of seem to stick together. You can just pull them apart like that. They'll get sauce on them and spread out. So then you saute these up a little bit for a little bit longer until your vegetables thaw out. And you add your sauce so that'll thicken. Now if you don't want to make your own sauce, I would recommend just buying a sauce. This stir-fry sauce is really good and it was only about $2. You don't even have to use the whole thing. I'd say half of a cup, maybe, depending on how much you're making. And that way you don't have to buy all these small things of sauce and mix your own. It's much easier. And they sell all different kinds of flavors too. Kung Pao chicken, sweet and sour, that kind of stuff. Alright, now once your vegetables are all thawed out, it should be done. And your sauce will thicken up a little bit. Some ramen. And this will get you a couple meals too. There's a lot here. And it's good for leftovers.
Now, what kind of vegetables do you like to use personally?
I like snap peas, broccoli, carrots, and red bell pepper. If I was to do them on my own, that's what I would do. So for under $7, you can have a lovely home-cooked meal.
Alright, I'm going to give this a try now. I'm excited for this. This is really good.
And it's easy.
Yeah, I'm glad this is my plate. It's really good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, and thanks for having me.
Well, I'm hungry now. So Trisha also has a blog called Tasting Topeka, where she goes around to different restaurants in Topeka and other parts of Kansas and blogs about her experience and the food she tries. You can follow her on Twitter by searching for her Twitter handle @criticofcuisine. Coming up, we will bring you the latest news from the entertainment world. We'll be back after this.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever.
School's out with fever.
School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Thank you for joining us. The radio world is mourning the loss of a legend. Longtime radio host Luther Massengill has died. He passed away at a Tennessee hospital on Monday after a brief illness. Known only as Luther, he spent 74 years on one radio station, WDEF. Luther began his career in Chattanooga in 1941 and is the only broadcaster on record to be on the air during both the invasion of Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Luther was inducted into the Tennessee Radio and National Radio Halls of Fame. He was 92 years old. Fashion designer Oscar de la Renta also died Monday. The famous designer dressed famous first ladies, including Jackie Kennedy, Nancy Reagan, Hillary Clinton, and Laura Bush. His latest creation was for Amal Clooney, the new bride of George Clooney. De la Renta launched his own label in the 1960s. Last week, the company announced a new creative director, Peter Copping. Oscar de la Renta was 82 years old. Across the world, Oscar Pistorius spent his first night in prison after being sentenced for 5 years for killing his girlfriend. Riva Steenkamp was killed on Valentine's Day earlier this year. The 27-year-old convicted killer is undergoing a 36-hour comprehensive needs assessment to inform him on the strict rules and regulations as a B group inmate. The double amputee's B group classification entitles him to keep a small number of personal photographs in his cell and is limited to a few visits on weekend holidays. Once he has served 6 months of his sentence, Pistorius could be elevated to Group A, which would entitle him to more visits if he proves to be a cooperative prisoner. Although he is starting a 5-year sentence, he could be out as early as 10 months. Jimmy Fallon is now the author of another book. The Tonight Show host has written a children's book titled Your Baby's First Word Will Be Dada. Your Baby's First Word Will Be Dada is a funny how-to for fellow dads to make sure they don't miss out on the milestone like Fallon did. According to Amazon, the picture book will be available June 9th. In other news, with the World Series taking place right now between the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals, one song is being banned from the radio. For the duration of the World Series, the San Francisco radio stations insist they will never be Royals. Lord's hit single doesn't actually reference the Kansas City baseball team in her lyrics, but it's enough to keep the song off the air until the end of the series. In response to San Francisco radio station's decision, Kansas City radio station 99.7 The Point played the song every hour on the hour from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday in honor of the opening game. And we'll be back after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be in Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Okay, welcome back. If you are planning to fly during the holiday seasons, you better be prepared to pay more. According to Expedia.com, flights around the Thanksgiving weekend are up 17% from last year. Flights during Christmas week have already gone up 2%. An estimated 21 million Americans will travel on plane now through December. Amazon and book publisher Simon & Schuster have reached a multi-year print and digital deal. Both had been locked in negotiations for months over pricing and profit margins for ebook sales. Amazon had wanted print and ebooks cheaper to help customers stimulate business. The terms of the deal were not released, but both sides seem happy. In a statement, Amazon says the agreement creates a financial incentive for Simon & Schuster to deliver lower prices for readers. The publisher says the deal maintains the author's share of income generated from ebook sales.
The Ebola virus outbreak in West Africa has already killed thousands and creating a lot of concern here in the United States. Avanex, a private research company at the University of North Dakota, is using geese to come up with a cure for Ebola. Researchers are using the DNA of Ebola, not the actual DNA virus, not the actual Ebola virus. They inject it into the geese, then the geese produce antibodies against Ebola, which grow into the yolk of their eggs. A machine extracts the Ebola antibodies from the eggs, which can be injected into people. The antibodies are used for short-term immunity or providing therapeutic protection after someone who is already sick, where vaccines can be able to work. Avanex officials are currently in Washington, D.C., talking with several government agencies. The Department of Defense is interested in using these antibodies to protect soldiers dispatched to Ebola-infected areas. The company says they can produce the antibodies quickly. They should have their first batch of antibodies designed to defeat Ebola ready for testing within a couple of weeks. Now we'll go to Fatima Obeid with the weather. Oh, wait. Excuse me. No, we won't. Do you have your costume yet for next week? At Washburn's, as a Washburn student, you should get on that soon. Carly Willis has more.
College campuses are not normally a hub for the Halloween holiday. Between midterms and the day-to-day scuffle of extracurricular activities, the holiday gets rather overlooked. The Campus Activities Board at Washburn is not letting Halloween go by unnoticed. The office has been planning entertainment and activities and preparing for guest speaker Jeff Corwin a week from today, but they have also planned 2 activities for those who still wish to partake in the fun of Halloween. I caught up with the Greek cab director Claire Swanson to talk about next Monday's annual Trick-or-Treat for Cans Night.
We're all going to meet in the Moral Union, and then we have a speaker coming from Topeka Rescue Mission, and he'll speak for like 10 minutes, and then we'll have a raffle for like 20 pumpkins. And we'll also have a costume contest for the most funny, most creative, and the overall best. And each of those will get a gift card for something.
Following the costume contest, the Greek community and anyone else who wishes to attend will trick-or-treat in the neighborhoods around Washburn for canned goods to be donated to the Topeka Rescue Mission. These cans also get to count towards the Can Emporia contest by WSGA. However, that's not all WU has in store for next week. Next Friday, the 31st, Campus Activities Board will host the annual Halloween costume contest at 2 o'clock in the Union Market. Following the lunch rush, staff and students are welcome to come by and participate. Chance Barrow tells us more.
We have 7 categories which you can enter. We have as follows. Most creative, famous, best pop culture, best group or couple, worst, scariest, in spirit of Washburn.
It's also noted that use of live animals or weapon lookalikes will result in automatic disqualification. Though Washburn is no Halloween town, there are still ways for students to partake in the holiday if they wish. For more details, stop by the CAB office. For KSWU News, this is Carly Willis.
Who said being a college student prevents you from having Halloween spirit? That's the news for now. Let's go to Fatima Obeid now with the weather forecast for this week.
Thank you, Kara. The current weather for Topeka is currently sunny. Tonight there's a chance of rain and thunderstorms hitting Top City before 10. There's a 60% chance of rain after 10 as well. Could be a wet night for the game, for Game 2 of the World Series. Thursday will be partly sunny with a high near 76 degrees and a low chance of rain in the early morning. This weekend it'll be nice and sunny, so everyone go out and enjoy the nice weather while you still can. Highs this weekend will be in the 80s and upper 70s. Monday, there is a chance for some showers, but will be mostly sunny temperatures in the 70s. Tuesday will be cool, around 63 degrees. Overall, not a bad week for weather, just need to make it past tomorrow morning. That's the weather for now. Let's go back to Trevin with sports.
The homecoming festivities gave the campus a bright fall feeling this past weekend. But as far as Washburn athletics went, it was anything but cheerful. There were 5 different contests over the weekend, and all 3 Washburn teams were at home. Of those 5 contests, only 1 was a victory for the Ichabods. The volleyball team notched the only win for Washburn as they beat Northwest Missouri State 3-1. The second match for the volleyball team came against Missouri Western. Washburn lost to the Griffins in the last meeting, and they fell again on Saturday. It was a battle to the end, however, as Washburn won the first 2 sets and dropped the next 2, setting up a game to 15. When the 15-point mark was reached, the score was within 1 point, so they had to play until there was a team that won by 2. Mo West finally topped the Bods 24-22. Washburn will now play 5 matches on the road as they start making their way toward a regional tournament. Staying with the women's teams, the soccer team had a close match on Friday, but ultimately lost 1-0 in overtime, and then lost again 4-1 on Sunday. The lone goal of the weekend for Washburn was scored by Sophia Sabala in the match with Southwest Baptist on Sunday. The Ichabods have 4 games remaining to try to grab their first win before the MIAA tournament. 3 games will be in Topeka, and the season will conclude in Hayes on November 2nd. The football team fell on bad luck as well as they dropped their weekend game 40-14 to Missouri Western. The Griffins scored the first 37 points in the game. They had 24 of them in the first quarter and 34 when it came to halftime. A field goal after halftime added 3 more to give Mo West 37 in the third quarter. A 25 and then a 15-yard touchdown pass in the fourth quarter gave Washburn their final score of 14. And Missouri Western added 1 final field goal in the fourth to end the game at 40-14. The loss pushed Washburn's record to 2-5. The Ichabods will play at the University of Central Oklahoma on Saturday at 1. And hopefully this upcoming weekend will bring better results. Carly and Kara, we're hoping Washburn has some good results, and we're kind of hoping to get good results as well from the Royals. You guys have any big plans?
Well, I'm going to On the Border for all-you-can-eat $8.99 enchiladas. That way, if the Royals game doesn't turn out as I hope, that I can drown my sorrows in enchiladas.
That sounds
What about you?
Very exciting. I wish I could do that. I'm going to be at work later tonight, so I'll just get to do updates on Twitter on my phone, so unfortunately. But I did get to watch the game last night, and that was really exciting because I haven't watched any of the postseason games, and I think that's why we lost.
Exciting is one way to describe it. I was not excited. I was embarrassed. But I still stuck up for the Royals in class today when everybody was bagging on them. It's called a series for a reason, people. One game doesn't define the whole thing. And in '85, they were 0-2 when they went up against the Cardinals. So
that's very true. So hopefully tonight they can pull off a win before they head to San Francisco.
I would agree.
All right, coming up, we'll give you the latest news on the news from the box office this weekend, right after this.
Don't worry, the 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever.
School out with fever.
School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org because great things happen when we live united.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Welcome back to KSWU News. This week in the box office, the battle for the handsome leading man has a new winner. Brad Pitt and his Fury was the #1 seed this week, earning $23.5 million in ticket sales. Fury focuses on a tank patrol group that takes on Nazi Germany during World War II. In second place this week, Gone Girl has dropped to #2 after 2 weeks of being #1. Ben Affleck's movie brought in $17.8 million. In #3 this week, The Book of Life claims the spot with a $17 million debut. Opening this weekend is Keanu Reeves' movie John Wick. The thriller follows a retired hitman who returns to New York City to find the gangsters who robbed him of his reason for living. For you horror fans out there, Ouija opens up this weekend just in time for Halloween. The film features a group of friends that inadvertently stir a dark force while attempting to contact their late friend through a Ouija board. Also coming to theaters this weekend is 23 Blast. A talented young football player makes an unlikely comeback after losing his sight in this inspirational sports drama based on the true story of Travis Freeman. Halloween is fast approaching, and part of the holiday ritual often includes pumpkin carving, but pumpkins aren't just for decoration. They are healthy food packed with vitamins and nutrients that help people stay slim and fight diseases. Eating pumpkin can help with weight loss. Cooked pumpkin is high in fiber, which slows digestion and often helps us feel full longer. This often makes it less tempting to reach for fattening treats. Pumpkin is also a low-calorie superstar with less than 50 calories a serving. The health of our eyes can also benefit from adding pumpkin to the diet. It is high in beta-carotene, which is converted to vitamin A in the body. A single cup of pumpkin contains more than 200% of what most people need of this nutrient in one day. Beta-carotene also helps fight against cancer. The antioxidant and others help protect our cells against cancer-causing free radicals. Another benefit of the pumpkin is that it helps skin keep looking younger for a longer time. Coming up, we will have a special guest that Carly Willis will interview from Washburn University right after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Washburn really is what brought me to the top. The professors brought out my strongest academic side and really have a focus on teaching students how to learn. I don't think that I would be where I am today without Washburn University.
Washburn is an excellent school. It has an excellent reputation no matter where you are.
After I took the tour, I knew Washburn was everything I was looking for.
Campus life was awesome. I made so many great friends.
At Washburn, I had real professors and small classes.
I'm proud to be an Ichabod. When I came to Washburn University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and they helped me find my passion for my career. Because of Washburn University, I've gotten excellent career opportunities. I would definitely not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Washburn.
Discover how Missouri students can save thousands on tuition. Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that is competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Washburn Review, www.washburnreview.org.
Hey, welcome back to KSWU. I'm Carly Willis, and I'm joined with Dr. Maria Stover, a professor for the Mass Media Department here at Washburn. Good to have you with us, Dr. Stover.
Thank you for having me, Carly.
So what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm not sure everybody is aware that I actually come from Bulgaria. I was born and raised in Bulgaria. And I've been in the United States for 17 years now, but I spent the first part of my life in Bulgaria.
And what was it like growing up there?
It was very different because the first part of my life I spent under a very different regime. It was a communist regime. So it was in, I'd say, stark contrast to what you'd experience here in the United States. So I vividly remember also the fall of the Berlin Wall and all the events around the Berlin Wall, which was in 1989. And for Bulgarians, it was more of a celebration. In other parts of Europe, the Eastern European countries, it was more of a revolution. For example, our neighbor Romania. But for us, it was just huge celebration. Everybody was in the streets singing, hugging, dancing. It was just a huge party.
Wow, so how often do you go back to visit Bulgaria?
I don't go back that often, or probably as often as I wish. At this point, I have my mom come and visit us. Probably, she comes once a year now during the summers. She enjoys summers here in Kansas a lot better than winters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So what can you tell us about some of the places you've traveled? I know that you like to travel in your free time.
Yes, I love to travel. I would take any opportunity to travel. Probably I don't travel as much as I want to, but I have been to Greece, and that was a wonderful experience. Paris, probably most recent trip from this year, and I took a group of 10 Washburn students to Paris over spring break. We had a wonderful opportunity to explore international media and meet with some pretty distinguished people while we were in Paris.
That's awesome. So what attracted you to the mass media field?
It was really something that I didn't think about in my early years, should I say, for a very long time. I was thinking that I want to become a doctor because I do come from a family where everybody's either a doctor or a dentist. So that almost seemed as the natural choice for me. So I was very good with my biology classes and chemistry classes, but sometime in high school, I think, I realized that that wasn't my calling. That wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. So I just told my parents, I said, I'm not sure I want to be a dentist or a doctor, and they were very understanding about that. I said, I think I want to be a journalist. And they were extremely supportive.
Good.
So that's how it happened.
That's awesome. Well, what led you to teaching then?
I don't know how it happens for other people, but in my case, it wasn't just a natural progression. You know, at the beginning, especially around the events, change of regimes, the beginning of democracy, a new future for my country, I was very attracted to the idea of just being a journalist, like a practicing journalist, because I thought that this is just a wonderful opportunity to reveal the truth and write about all those exciting events. So even as I came to the United States to work on my master's degree in journalism, the intent was still to be a practicing journalist. But as I came to the United States, I was on a scholarship, so part of my scholarship requirement was to teach. And this is how I discovered the love of teaching. I had to do it at the beginning. I approached it with trepidation, but I also discovered that I liked this connection and that I think I had a good ability to relate to students and explain, even if it's complex concepts to them. So that's how it happened.
Certainly. What brought you here to us at Washburn then?
Washburn was just an opportunity to progress from graduate school to a new career. What I think really sealed the deal for me, should I say, is the fact that the campus was extremely beautiful. So as I was visiting different schools, I was able, of course, to compare. Washburn's campus definitely stood out. And it was also the people. Everybody, when I was interviewing here, talking to the people, everybody was extremely welcoming. And I felt that I could fit in, that this could be a very nice community for me, and that's exactly what happened. That's why I never left Washburn.
Wonderful. Well, that's wonderful. If you're just now joining us, I'm Carly Willis here with Dr. Maria Stover of the Mass Media Department, who actually had a book come out in September. What can you tell me about your book?
The book has been something, it's been an idea that I've had for many years. It's just I never really had the opportunity to take a little bit of break from teaching and my other responsibilities and spend more time on research. And that happened thanks to a sabbatical. So I took a semester off teaching and I was able to concentrate on the passion I had. And the book is really about women in politics and how the media covers women in politics. There's a lot written on this topic. Unfortunately, it covers primarily the United States. So you see a lot of research, even books about Hillary Clinton and Sarah Palin, yet I discovered that we hardly know anything, and there's just very little research, let alone compiled together in one single book, about women who are leaders, who are in the political field, but yet who are outside of the United States, you know, mostly non-Western countries or transitional democracies. So this is what the book was about.
Wonderful. What do you enjoy teaching most about here at Washburn?
This is hard because I truly enjoy teaching all the classes. I put my heart, my passion in all my classes. They're all very different. It's really hard to compare a design class to a media theory and research class as well. So I'd say that the ones I'm currently teaching at that level of my career, the ones that I'm most passionate about, and some of them I've developed myself. For example, the media literacy class was a class that I developed from scratch. And so is the boot camp class that we teach here that now is a mandatory requirement for all our mass media majors. That's another class we identified as necessary for our majors, and then I had the opportunity to develop. So some of these classes are my children, so I can't distinguish.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. When you're not at Washburn, what do you like to do?
We don't talk a little bit. I mean, we don't talk a lot about that in our classes, so I think this is a very fair and very good question. I actually like running, and it started as a passion 3-4 years ago. I decided that I want to be more active, and I discovered that I like being outdoors, so I kind of combined that, and it started very gradually, just slow walks, but I've now completed several half marathons, and I feel very proud about this accomplishment.
Well, congratulations. Are there any other exciting things going on in your life?
Yes, there are. My family is expanding, and that's something that we're very excited about. So we're going to welcome our second child in the spring of next year.
Great. A new ichabod for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after this.
I'm Dr. Alan Behrman, Professor of History and Dean of University Libraries. My job is to push my students, to get them to believe they can accomplish great things, and then to give them the intellectual abilities to go off and accomplish those things.
Nationally ranked Washburn University in Topeka is offering in-state tuition for Missouri students. Discover how Missouri students can save more than $13,000 a year on tuition. Just an hour from Kansas City, Washburn provides a high-quality, prestigious education for a remarkably affordable cost. You'll benefit from personal attention and outstanding academics at a price that's competitive with Missouri and Kansas public universities. Visit washburn.edu/mo to learn more.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers' dirty looks.
School's out for summer.
School's out forever.
School out with fever.
School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Thank you for joining us at KSWU News today.
Please don't forget to show us some love on Facebook and like our page. We will see you next week.